Welcome everybody, I am the YouTuber here, and we are getting set for the first look at Madden NFL 23. Today is the day that it releases to the stores for the regular edition. If you have the All Madden edition, and it's already been out by this time, but if you wait for the regular edition like I did, it is finally here. Looking back at some of the stuff, some of the intros and some of the footage from the game, and looking back to the earlier days of Madden, plus actual footage from Coach John Madden and the announcer John Madden. You see there on your screen. So let's get in.
Performances that I'll never forget. What a game!
Well, let's skip all that. Yeah, let's do that. We'll just do that so we get a balanced pack. Get everything that people would expect.
The Coliseum back to its original 70s glory. What a scene in the East Bay. And we're underway in the John Madden Legacy game. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. So it's the NFC Stars who will get the ball first. And Charles, as we alluded to, we've got a different era of coach on each sideline. So the man coaching this NFC squad, we'll call him Young John Madden. This is a coach who was trying to establish a foothold in the NFL and on the cusp of doing it very successfully.
Yeah, you think back to that period, those early days as a coach of the Raiders, the late 60s in the AFL and then in the NFL in the early 70s. Coach was a guy who was ahead of his time. The Raiders were one of the first teams to have mini camps, one of the first to film practice because he wanted to practice coaching. As much as he could. And his teams, they were successful right from the start of his head coaching tenure.
Well, Sanders on first down with a little bit of space as he works his way forward, a gain of 4. So as we mentioned at the top, let's take you through the life of John Madden. And you know, it's very fitting that we're here back in the Bay Area, not just because John's so associated with Raider football, but also because this was where he spent his formative years.
Yeah, he grew up over Daly City with his buddy John Robinson, who would also become an NFL head coach. And he played his high school ball at Jefferson High, eventually wound up playing tackle at the University of Oregon and later Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. Played well enough that in 1958, he was a
and nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. Touchdown! Randy Moss, 72 yards. And the NFC has taken the early lead. But Charles, here in their opening series, they said they had certain plays scripted for certain players. That looked like a well-designed play to get one of their top targets involved.
Yeah, let's face it, Brandon. A player of his talent is a problem for any opponent to defend, and we saw it right there. They tried to deny an open lane to him. He still outplayed the coverage and scored the early touchdown. Good luck trying to fix.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that you don't like that call on the opening drive of the game.
It's a very strong limb that you're out on right now. Okay, look, the game between college and the NFL continues to creep closer, but that is truly a college play, not an NFL play. Because you'd snap the ball from the 3-yard line there, whether it's going for 1 or going for 2. So it makes sense to try it that way, to maybe fake it. In this case, from the 15, makes 0 sense.
And now your lead's just 6-0 instead of 7-0. And Hall not going to bring this one out. So, Charles, as mentioned, we've got another Coach Madden over here on the AFC sideline. Of course, his Raiders, members of the AFC West. So this is a conference he battled in for his entire career. And you think about the landscape of the NFL as he was getting into the back half of his tenure. It was a golden era for coaches. You had Don Shula, Tom Landry, Chuck Noll, Bud Grant. But it was John Madden who had the best winning percentage of them all, CD. 759, the best ever.
Brandon, it's hard to believe he could be so successful in a conference with all those great teams. The Steelers won 4 Super Bowls. The Dolphins won 2 and were a mainstay in the playoffs. The Colts were tough. The Broncos came on late and went to a Super Bowl themselves. But against Hall of Fame coaches, John Madden's record, 36, 16, and 2. That's pretty incredible. His Raiders were a factor each and every year.
Brady now on first down. This will be caught once again by Brown. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. A first carry for the Hall of Famer Marcus Allen. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be second down. They keep it on the ground. Allen again. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 11 yards there, first down. And Charles, you mentioned Coach was a 21st round draft pick back in 1958. It was the Philadelphia Eagles who selected him. But unfortunately for John, knee problems, they just continued to dog him. He was hurt in his first training camp, actually never saw the field as a player in the NFL. But it was still during his time with the Eagles, you and I were talking about this before going on air, that you could start to see the light bulb going on for what his career path might entail.
And it went on in a big way, didn't it? Because while he was rehabbing his knee, he started to spend a lot of time breaking down film with the Eagles, with quarterback Norm Van Brocklin, the future Hall of Famer and future head coach in the NFL. Remember, Norm Van Brocklin coached with the Falcons, he coached with the Vikings. And it was there during that time, I think Coach Madden realized his love of football and love for teaching, combining all that together, and that meant being a football coach. So in 1960, began his coaching career at a small college south of San Luis Obispo called Allen Hancock, and then later at San Diego State University under another legendary coach, the guy who could throw it around pretty well, Don Coryell.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 10 more there and another first down. One quarter in the books at the Coliseum. What a day. The NFC Stars with the early lead in the John Madden Legacy game on EA Sports. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Alright, I'm going to step in here for a minute so we can show you who is on the team for the NFC and AFC. So the quarterbacks are Brett Favre, Joe Montana, and Mitch Wishnowsky. For the running backs for the NFC, you got Barry Sanders, Eric Dickerson, Emmitt Smith, and Deebo Samuels. And fullback, Kyle Jazarisk. He's the main fullback. Second fullback is tied in Jason Witten and Keith Jackson. And also can be George Kittle, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, Dickerson, Eric Dickerson, Wes Grimm, Zach Martin, Larry Allen, Ryan Jensen, Jason Kelsey, Travis Kelsey's brother, and Josh Harris. Your wide receivers are as follows: the great Jerry Rice, Randy Moss, who is now with the ESPN crew in the studios, Calvin Johnson, Megatron, Cooper Kupp, current player, Andre Brisson, and Keyshawn Jackson, Devin Hester, Deebo Samuels, Jason Witten, George Kittle, Barry Sanders, Keith Jackson, Emmitt Smith, Eric Dickerson, and Josh Harris. Your tight ends: George Kittle, Jason Witten, and Jackson, Pluston, Tyron Smith, Trent Williams, Jackie Slater, Kyle Juszczyk, Josh Harris, Sam Mills, and Michael Singletary, who was a player back then and now is a coach. Your left tackles: Trent Williams, Tyron Smith, and Russ Grimm, Larry Allen, Zach Martin from the Cowboys. I don't know if he's still with the Cowboys or not, but he's with was with Dallas. Jackie Slater, Ryan Jensen, and Jason Kelsey. My thoughts are Travis Kelsey probably is on the other side, on the AFC side. Left guard, you have Larry Allen, Russ Grimm, Tyron Smith, Trent Williams, Zach Martin, Jackie Slater, Ryan Jensen, and Jason Kelsey. Your center is Ryan Jensen. Jason Kelsey is the backup center, and Grimm is the third center. And then Larry Allen, Trent Williams, Zach Martin, Joe Slater, and Tyron Smith, your reserved centers. Your right guards, Zach Martin, Russ Grimm, Tyron Smith, Terry Allen, Trent Williams, Jackie Slater, Ryan Jensen, and Jason Kelsey. Your right tackles are Jackie Slater, Tyron Smith, Russ Grimm, Trent Williams, Larry Allen, Zach Martin, Ryan Jensen, and Jason Kelsey. Your left ends are Jack Youngblood, Michael Strahan now with Fox, so good to see how he has a player in the game. Aaron Donald, Rich White, Lawrence Taylor, he was a good player back in the day. Charles Haley, Warren Sapp, Kevin Green, Vita Vey, William Perry, and Micah Parsons, Dallas's player. Reggie White is the left hand, but he's also right hand sometimes. Charles Haley, Aaron Donald, Lawrence Taylor, Youngblood, Strahan, Warren Sapp, Vita Vey, Kevin Green, William Perry, and Micah Parsons. Your defensive tackles: Warren Sapp, William Perry, Aaron Donald, Vita Vey, Charles Haley, Reggie White, Michael Strahan, and Jack Youngblood. Your linebackers: Kevin Green, Aaron Donald, Charles Haley, Reggie White, Lawrence Taylor, Sam Mills, Michael Singletary. Forget what team he coaches. He's a coach now. Let me do Mike Singletary, and I will be able to give that information as soon as I look it up. Oops, that is not what I wanted to do. He was with the 49ers, Mike Singletary. Now, I don't know where he is now. He was with the 49ers coaching. He is... I guess he is, not coaching anywhere now. But, yeah, the last team coached the San Francisco 49ers. Jack Youngblood, Micah Parsons, and Michael Strahan. Michael Strahan's with Fox. And Good Morning America. Alright. Sam Mills, Michael Singletary, and Micah Parsons. Micah and Mike. And then Lawrence Taylor and Kevin Green. Right outside linebacker, Lawrence Taylor, Mike Parsons, Aaron Donald. Then you got Reggie White, Sam Mills, Blood, Charles Haley, Mike Singletary, Kevin Green, and Michael Strahan. Your corner, Deion Sanders, Jalen Ramsey, Charles Woodson, Enrinas Williams, Brian Dawkins, Ronnie Lott, and John Lynch. Your free safeties, Ryan Lott, Brian Dawkins, Enrinas Williams, John Lynch, Jalen Ramsey, Charles Woodson, and Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders is now a coach for the Jackson State. Your safety, John Lynch, Brian Dawkins, Enrinas Williams, Ronnie Lott, Jalen Ramsey, Deion Sanders, and Charles Woodson. Your kicker, Morton Anderson and Mitch Wishnowski is your punter. And then Morton Anderson is your backup punter. Kick returners, Devin Hester, Enrinas Williams, Deion Sanders, Randy Moss, and Daniel Sanders, Cooper Kupp, Jalen Ramsey, Jerry Rice, Barry Sanders, Charles Woodson, Eric Dickerson, Andre Renson, Emmitt Smith, Colin Jerziski, Keith Jackson, Ronnie Lott, George Kittle, Calvin Megatron Johnson, Keyshawn Johnson, Jason Witten, and Josh Harris. Your punt return, Devin Hester, Deion Sanders, Randy Moss, Daniel Sanders, Cooper Kupp, Jalen Ramsey, Enrinas Williams, Jerry Rice, Charles Woodson, Barry Sanders, Aaron Dickinson, Aaron Renson, Emmitt Smith, Brian Dawkins, Kyle Jerzik, Keith Jackson, John Lynch, Ryan Lott, George Kittle, Calvin Megatron Johnson, Keyshawn Johnson, Jason Witten, and Kyle Harris. So, yep. Calvin Johnson, he retired early. Earlier than normal. And of course, Tom Brady was on the AFC side and said the NFC side, he look at him as a player from the we didn't do the kickoff specialist, did we? Morton Anderson and Wisnowski. Left safety Harris, Josh Harris, Jackie Slater, and Tyron Smith. Zach Martin, Trent Williams, Jerry Allen, Jason Kelsey, Rice Grimm, Ryan Jensen, Jason Witten, George Kittle, and Keith Jackson. Your third depth running back, Barry Sanders, Emmitt Smith, and Dean Samuels, Edgar Dixon, and Kyle Judricks. Your PWHB, Dickerson, Smith, and Samuels. That is Eric Dickerson, Emmitt Smith, and Deebo Samuels, Barry Sanders, and Kyle Jezeristic. Hopefully I pronounced his name right. If I didn't, I do apologize. Slot wide receivers: Cooper Kupp, Deebo Samuels, Jerry Rice, Randy Moss, Calvin Johnson, Andrew Benson, Keyshawn Johnson, Devin Hester, Jason Witten, George Kittle, Keith Jackson, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, Eric Dickerson, and Jalen Harris. Your right, left end: Will Strahan, Kevin Green, Micah Parsons, Reggie White, Aaron Donald, Lawrence Taylor, Jack Youngblood, Charles Haley, Mike Singletary, and Sam Mills. Your right end, right outside linebacker: Lawrence Taylor, Reggie White, Charles Haley, Aaron Donald, Jack Youngblood, Michael Strahan, Kevin Green, Micah Parsons, Mike Singletary, and Sam Mills. Your right defensive tackle: Warren Sapp, Vita Vea, Aaron Donald, Reggie White, Charles Haley, Jack Youngblood, Michael Strahan, and William Perry. Your sub linebackers are Sam Mills, Michael Singletary, Lawrence Taylor, Ronnie Lott, John Lynch, Brian Dawkins, Kevin Green, and Micah Parsons. Your SL cornerbacks: Trent Williams, slot cornerbacks: Ronnie Lott, Jalen Ramsey, John Lynch, Charles Woodson, Deion Sanders, and Brian Dawkins. Back to quarterbacks. Let's go to the AFC. Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, and Red Guy. Now known to name the award after him, the Red Guy Award. And then you go to your kickers: Vinatieri and Justin Tucker. Adam Vinatieri. Your running backs: Marcus Allen, Nick Chubb, Jerome Bettis, Ricky Williams, and Patrick Richard. Your fullbacks: there you go, Travis Kelce. Told you he was going to be on the other side. Antonio Gates, Tony Gonzalez, also with Fox, Marcus Allen, Jerome Bettis, Bruce Matthews, Quentin Nelson, Nick Chubb, Joe Bizione, Ricky Williams, Rodney Hudson, and Luke Rhodes. Your wide receivers: Tim Brown, Andre Reed, the Cheetah, Tyreek Hill, Cliff Branch, Deontay Hall, Travis Kelce, Tony Gonzalez, Antonio Gates, Marcus Allen, Nick Chubb, Ricky Williams, Jerome Bettis, and Luke Rhodes. Your tight ends: Tony Gonzalez, Antonio Gates, Travis Kelce, Anthony Munoz, Ty Bozelli, Whitney Anderson, Patrick Richard, Luke Rhodes, Bill Romanowski, Junior Seau, and Ray Lewis. Your left tackles: Anthony Munoz, Ty Basilani, Joel Tony, Bruce Matthews, Quentin Nelson, Willie Anderson, and Rodney Hudson. Your left guards: Bruce Matthews, Quentin Nelson, Tony Bosley, Anthony Munoz, Joel Benitolio, Willie Anderson, and Rodney Hudson. Then you have Rodney Hudson, Bryce Matthews, Tony Boston, Andy Munoz, Quentin Nelson, Joe Bizzoni, and Ryan Anderson. Right guard, Quentin Nelson, Bruce Matthews, Joel Bizzoni, Anthony Munoz, Willie Anderson, Tony Boslin, and Ryan Hudson. Right tackle, Willie Anderson, Tony Boslin, Joel Bizzoni, Bruce Matthews, Anthony Munoz, Quentin Nelson, and Rodney Hudson. Left end, Javon Curse, Jason Taylor, Howie Long. Oh yeah, Howie Long. Now still, yep, another Fox. I want to point out another Fox guy. Just wanted to say that. Myles Garrett, Cameron Hayward, Mike Vrabel, he's a coach now. Clarice Campbell, Darius Leonard, Trey Henderson, Sam Adams, and Chris Jones. Your right end, Myles Garrett. There's Howie Long, Jason Taylor. So you have Howie Long's on Fox, Michael Strahan's on Fox, and so is Tony Gonzalez. So that's 3 on Fox from the AFC and NFC. Trayvon Curse, Cameron Hayward, Karis Campbell, Mike Vrabel, Trey Henderson, Sam Adams, Chris Jones, and Darius Leonard. Christian Hayward, Sam Adams, Jones, Chris Jones, Clarice Campbell, Howie Long, Myles Garrett, Javon Curse, Jason Taylor, and Trey Henderson. Your left outside linebackers: Bill Romanski, Darius Leonard, Jason Taylor. He played with the Dolphins. Ray Lewis, Tony Seau, or Junior Seau. Myles Garrett, Mike Vrabel, Kevon Curse, Jason Hayward, Howie Long, Henderson, Trey Henderson, and Clarice Campbell. Bills linebacker Ray Lewis, Tony Seau, and Darius Leonard. Also Bill Romanski and Mike Vrabel. Mike Vrabel is a right outside linebacker and left outside linebacker. Mike Vrabel is a coach now. With the Tennessee Titans. That was back when he was a player. So, apparently, well, what team did he play for professionally? He coached for Tennessee, which is an AFC team. Did he play? Of course, probably for an AFC team. He played for the Pittsburgh Steelers, New England Patriots, and Kansas City Chiefs. So, yes. And then he was with the Houston Texans and the Tennessee Titans, both AFC. So he was AFC through and through, and he went to a Big Ten college to coach and to play at Ohio State. So, my favorite, Darius Leonard, Jason Taylor, Ray Lewis, Myles Garrett, Tony Snell, Johnny Curse, Romano, Bill Romanowski, Chris, Cameron Hayward, Howie Long, Trey Henderson, and Charles Campbell. So, let's go back to Howie Long. Howie Long and Tony Gonzalez and Howie Long, Tony Gonzalez, and Michael Strahan on the Fox crew before they sent to the broadcast booth or the studio show, pregame and halftime, and the OT. So, to see all of them as players, that's pretty cool. Alright, Jerry Henderson and Clarice Campbell. Your cornerbacks: Rod Wilson, Lester Hayes, Mike Hayes, Stephon Gilmore, Derwin James Jr., Ed Reed, and Steve Atwater. Your free safety: Ed Reed, Steve Atwater, Derwin James Jr., Rod Wilson, Mike Hayes, Lester Hayes, and Stephon Gilmore. Your safety: Steve Atwater, Derwin James Jr., Mike Hayes, Rod Wilson, Ed Reed, Lester Hayes, and Stephon Gilmore. Your kickers: Adam Vinatieri and Joe Tucker. Your punter: Ray Guy. And then Vinatieri and then Tucker. All good punters and kickers, by the way. With one named award after him, so. And that's the Ray Guy Award. Probably for punters, I think. Kick return: Darren Hall, the Cheetah, Tyreek Hill, Tim Brown, Rod Wilson, Eric Reed, and Andre Reed, Mike Hayes, Cliff Branch. I think he's in the All-Pro Football game, 2K All-Pro Football. Doesn't Nate as well. Marcus Allen, Stephon Gilmore, Lester Hayes, Nick Chubb, Luke Rhodes, Tony Gonzalez, Ricky Williams. Tony Gonzalez is similar to what it looks like currently, so that's pretty cool. Ricky Williams, Jerome Bettis, Antonio Gates, Patrick Richard, and Travis Kelce, still with the Chiefs. Your punt return: Deontay Hall, Tyreek Hill, the Cheetah, Tim Brown, Rod Wilson, Ed Reed, Andre Reed, Mike Hayes, Derwin Jones Jr., Cliff Branch, Marcus Allen, Stephon Gilmore, Steve Atwater, Lester Hayes, Nick Chubb, Luke Rhodes, Tony Gonzalez, Ricky Williams, Jerome Bettis, Antonio Gates, Travis Kelce, and Patrick Richard. Kickoff specialist: Adam Vinatieri, followed by Tucker Hayes and the Ray Guy. Your left safeties: Luke Rhodes, Bruce Matthews, Anthony Munoz, Quentin Nelson, Ronnie Harrison, Willie Anderson, Tom Boslin, Joe Benetton, Travis Kelce, Antonio Gates, and Tony Gonzalez. Your third depth running backs: Marcus Allen, Ricky Williams, Nick Chubb, Jerome Bettis, and Patrick Richard. Jerome Bettis, Nick Chubb, Ricky Williams, Marcus Allen, and Patrick Richard. Your slot receivers: Tyreek Hill, Dante Hall, and John Reed are your three main, with Cliff Branch, Tim Brown, Tony Gonzalez, Travis Kelce, Tony Gaines, Marcus Allen, Jerome Bettis, Nick Chubb, Ricky Williams, and Luke Rhodes. Your right-left end: Javon Curse, Jason Taylor, Ian Howie Long, Myles Garrett, Ray Lewis, Mike Vrabel, Cameron Hayward, Trey Anderson, Junior Seau, Darius Leonard, Clarice Campbell, and Bill Romanski. Your right end, or RRE: Myles Garrett, Howie Long, Jason Taylor, Javon Curse, Ray Lewis, Mike Vrabel, Cameron Hayward, Trey Anderson, Junior Seau, Darius Leonard, Callios Campbell, and Bill Romanski. Your RDT, whatever that, I forget, right defensive tackle, I think. Chris Jones, Cameron Hayward, Callis Campbell, Myles Garrett, Javon Curse, Howie Long, Jason Taylor, Sam Adams, and Tim Hendrickson. Your sub linebacker: Ray Lewis, Junior Seau, Bill Romanski, Steve Atwater, and Ed Reed, Derwin James Jr., Darius Leonard, and Mike Vrabel. Your slot cornerbacks: Stephon Gilmore, Roy Wilson, Mike Hayes, Lester Hayes, Derwin James Jr., Steve Atwater, and Ed Reed. Back to the quarterback. So people are asking me what position How Long was. Right end. So we'll continue on.
Now Brady to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Well, they've been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
Brady's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. Now a carry for Allen. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down, because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. And now that brings up 4th down there. A loss of 6 yards on the sack. And Vinatieri's kick is good. And they are on the board, trailing now 6-3. So from an offensive perspective, at least able to get on the board here right in front of the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, now it's time to talk about complementary football, isn't it? Because if the defense can force a 3 and out, there could be enough time on the clock that they can get the ball back for their offensive guys and maybe put some more points on the board before the half.
And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The NFC offense coming out here, and you know, Charles, Coach Madden always said that if he had one drive to win a game and he had to pick a quarterback, he would pick Kenny Stabler. But I think if you asked him to omit any of his Raiders players, there's a good chance the guy he'd select would be Brett Favre.
Brett Favre is always smiling. He's always laughing. He's always talking to someone. He remembers that it's a game. And if it's a game, you should have fun.
And Brandon, that always reminds me of a great movie line where one of the players was telling the coach, every time I say it.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. On the counter now, it's Sanders. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I really like the vision he displayed on that play, because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice, dirty run that's a positive play for the offense.
Hey, we want to let you know, give you a fair warning, that coming up at halftime, the folks at EA Sports have put together a very nice package in tribute to Coach Madden. So make sure you stick around for that. Again, coming up at halftime. And that's going to be caught. Touchdown NFC. Jerry Rice from 13 yards out. And the NFC is in for 6.
Jerry Rice in the end zone is a sight we are sure used to seeing. Not only does he have the most receiving touchdowns in NFL history, he was also the fastest to get to 100.
It took him, I think we've got it here, 120 games to get to 100. Just staggering.
A staggering number. But you have to remember, with Jerry Rice, it wasn't just great hands. It wasn't speed. It was the collective, the work ethic to prepare, and the route running that was second to none.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. No run back here for Hall, and this will come out to the 25. But the AFC making their way out, and it's one of Coach's favorites, another local guy, Tom Brady, who will be at the controls. And boy, Coach always admired the way number 12 could run an offense, and especially his ability to stay calm under pressure.
Tom Brady is a guy who's always looking downfield. He never looks at the rush. He hangs in the pocket, and he makes a throw. He's a cool guy, and he's a tough guy. Let me tell you, there's no one calmer in the pocket than Tom Brady.
And I know that Coach has a great appreciation for Tom Brady, who turned 45 back on August 3rd, because Coach coached a guy like him in George Blanda, who played a long time in the NFL. In this game, it features legends and active players. Tom Brady qualifies as both.
They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Now Brady gets away with one. Lucky, could have been intercepted, but it falls to the ground.
Well, obviously searching for their first touchdown this game, partner. And that quick 3 and out, that's not going to achieve that at all. Give victory to the secondary there. They brought out tight coverage on that 3rd down snap.
On is the Hall of Famer Ray Guy to punt this away on 4th down. Here's Hester. A 46-yard boot, but just 36 following a pretty decent return of 10 yards. And the NFC will take over 1st and 10. The NFC heading back out. Hall of Famer Randy Moss, a part of this offense. And Coach Madden, boy, he always appreciated the ferociousness with which number 84 attacked the football in the air.
As Randy Moss says, just chunk it up there, dog, and I'll go get it.
And, Coach, boy, did he ever go get it. Over 15,000 receiving yards, 156 touchdowns. And how about this? From his rookie year of 1998 until 2009, those were his prime seasons, right? He led the league in touchdowns 5 times, but even more so, he showed us all how to go up and get it Great body control. No one's ever done it better playing the ball in the air.
An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
And that's complete to Sanders. His second catch, this one not quite as dynamic as his first, and it's second down.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do, and that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those too.
On third down, they turn to Sanders. Now a flag comes in from the umpire after a gain of about 4. And this looks like it's going to be holding. So instead of giving them another third down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Wisnowski on to punt as he sends this one away. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. The AFC offense heading back out. You know, Charles, Coach really loved to utilize his tight ends in the passing game. You think about Dave Casper, Hall of Famer for those great Raider teams. And I think he saw a lot of Dave Casper in an all-Madden staple, Tony Gonzalez.
Tony Gonzalez is the type of tight end I think everyone's looking for. He's a guy that can make some big plays from that tight end position. Let me tell you, you better make sure you have him accounted for on every play.
And that's exactly right, because Dave Casper, he could shred defenses down the middle of the field. And that's exactly what Tony Gonzalez did in his entire career, a 14-time Pro Bowl.
Coming up in the second half, we'll run through John's post-coaching triumphs. But for now, we present a special tribute to the man of the hour, narrated by the Raiders' own Trey Mosley.
What comes to mind when you hear the name Madden? Is it the coach who led the Raiders to their first Super Bowl victory? Perhaps it's the broadcaster who entertained millions of fans. Or maybe it's the video game known simply by his name. But no matter what comes to mind when you hear the name Madden, everyone thinks of one thing: football.
The core of it was football. It's the greatest game in the world. The left goes to the right goes to the left. Madden is on the field. He wants to know if it's real. John Madden goes on the shoulders of his players.
In my mind, John Madden is the most important figure in the history of professional football. Show me somebody else who did it on 3 levels the way John did it. There's nobody.
Boy, Charles, yeah, that is really well done. Coach was something else, wasn't he?
I'm reminded what Al Davis said when he was inducted coach of the Pro Football Hall of Fame, Brandon. He loved the game. He loved his team. He loved the Raiders. He loved this league. And you can see it with everything he does.
No doubt. But it's quite possible, though, that now he would say, hey, enough of that. Let's play some football. Well, the second half forthcoming from Oakland. The AFC offense set to take their next drive. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively. Virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now, they've got some time, The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
Jack Youngblood able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time.
I'd say it's not panic time yet, but let's be honest about it. Empty possession here, not what you're looking for when you're down a couple of scores.
Absolutely not. Trying to start the second half off on the right foot. Unfortunately, going to give the ball up. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Here's Brady. This is caught. It's Brown. 30. The 20. And all the way in for the touchdown. Tim Brown. 82 yards. And the AFC able to draw a bit closer. And Charles, I had an offensive coordinator tell me one time that they design every play to score. I don't know how true that is, but he had to run a long way after that catch. Heck of a play.
I think that when he was telling you that, he was designing run after catch in every play. I mean, that's the only way to put it in there, and that's what we got on that one. Nice catch, an even better run for big yardage.
Vinatieri able to tack on the PAT, and the lead is down to 2. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive, and it ends with an AFC touchdown. And here's Vinatieri now to kick it away after the touchdown. Here comes Devin Hester bringing it out. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. Ready to begin their next drive here, the NFC offense. And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a 1-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a 1-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change, because otherwise that could overrun your team. You got to be careful right here.
Second down, and back they go to Sanders. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. So now, Charles, to pick up the story we've been telling, John Madden at 42, he had just completed a 10-year stint as the coach of the Raiders. He wants to step away a bit from the grind of coaching, but he doesn't want to step away from the game of football. So he ends up signing on with CBS in 1979 to try his hand at broadcasting. And much like his coaching career, he was pretty much an instant success.
Partner, he really connected with the people right from the start, and people may not remember, he wasn't even on the #1 team in the beginning. He worked his way up. But the same things that made him a great coach made him a great broadcaster. The ability to show the big picture, yet break it down into the details. That's what he did with his teams. That's what he did with the people. That way, he was simple to understand, yet insightful for viewers. And he did with that big personality that he had, one that connected with everyone.
And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. So for Coach Madden, Charles, by 1981, his broadcasting career is really taking off. He's elevated to the network's #1 booth that calls all the big matchups. And he gets the plum assignment of calling Super Bowl 16, 49ers and Bengals, and he's teamed up with Pat Summerall. And that pairing ultimately would go on to be one of the most influential in sports broadcasting history.
Influential not just in us listening to them. Remember, they went on and called 8 Super Bowls together. But how they put together kind of the template that all of us broadcasters follow now. Sitting down with the head coaches and the quarterbacks and the stars of each team before a ball game to get extra information. And the way that those two paired together, Pat Summerall, short, concise, to the point, and turned it over to Coach Madden to fill in all the big details.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
And he'll take this one down near the 15. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. They'll go again with Sanders. And he'll only get this to the 14 as he'll come up well short of the first down. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and it'll be 4th down. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to at least make it a 5-point cushion. Anderson's kick is good, and that's going to up the lead to 15-10. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. And Hall not going to bring this one out. The offense for the AFC set to go now. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and they'll be left with 2nd and a couple. So 2 minutes to play in the John Madden Legacy game. The NFC trying to finish this one off. We're back to Oakland after this. On the toss, here's Allen. And he is going to lose yardage here. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Brady to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
Now Brady got to have this one. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. Now the AFC going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. They're not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Up the middle they go with Sanders. He fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down. Now a timeout called for by the defense as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Another run with Sanders. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Here's Favre to throw. Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to put him a touchdown and a 2-point conversion up. Anderson's kick is good, and that'll push the lead up to 8. From a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a 1-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
And he's able to get it up close to the 35, but hang on here. Penalty marker down. This one might be going the other way. So holding will scratch off some of that return.
And I know fans get frustrated when they see penalties of this sort on kick returns, but it is difficult to do it right against these moving targets at full speed. Hard to do.
Brady's saying let's go as he'll hustle him to the line. Now Allen. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down. That throw by Brady incomplete.
With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
They'll go for it. It's Brady. And this one is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the NFC is going to get the football back in excellent field position. Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. Well, this has certainly been special. And, Charles, as we wind down toward the end of this John Madden legacy game, your final thoughts?
Well, let's face it, partner, it's going to be hard to overestimate the impact that he made, not just on the sport of football, but on his family, friends, players, co-workers, and in the lives of millions of Americans who watched him. There will never be another John Madden.
So it's a win here for the NFC. Just an incredible afternoon of football and remembering the life of John Madden. And before we go, one final message. And for all of us at EA Sports, this one's for you, Coach.
Yep, this one is for you, Coach. Coach John Madden, everybody, he'll be greatly missed. Again, like I said, he was a legacy man. Alright.
I just say this, I thank you all very much. This has been the sweetest ride of them all.
It's pretty cool. Yep. There's the things coach with the play thing and all that. There's Lamar Jackson with his X Factors. Joe Burrow with his X Factors.
Time to decide how you're going to make your Madden NFL 23 debut. You could put yourself back on the game's biggest stage and raise that Lombardi in Super Bowl 56.
Okay, so you got Play Now.
Become coach once again and captain a team of legends.
There's that legacy game that we just played. We played part of that replay Super Bowl thing, and then learn to play in the main menu. Main menu. Well, if you're asking, what
options you've got to work with in Madden NFL 23.
the sound effects, everything else there. This is just the that was just the menu on. That was just the music. I've always turned that off. So yeah, play now, Ultimate Team, face franchise, face of the franchise, learn to play so play now will do online, your Pro Bowl, the regular Pro Bowl, and then the Legacy game. So let's go into play now just so we can see the teams. This is cool. I wonder if you can do this or do you have to pay for it. I think this requires PlayStation Plus if it's doing this. Yeah, it requires PlayStation Plus, okay. That's fine. The Cowboys, the Washington Commanders, the Indianapolis Colts, Kansas City Chiefs, the Los Angeles Chargers, Arizona Cardinals, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Cleveland Browns, Denver Broncos, Buffalo Bills, Cincinnati Bengals, Chicago Bears, Minnesota Vikings, Tennessee Titans, Houston Texans, Pittsburgh Steelers, Seattle Seahawks, the New Orleans Saints, the Baltimore Ravens, the Los Angeles Rams, Las Vegas Raiders, New England Patriots, Carolina Panthers, Green Bay Packers, Detroit Lions, the New York Jets, Jacksonville Jaguars, New York Giants, San Francisco 49ers, Atlanta Falcons, Philadelphia Eagles, Miami Dolphins, back to Dallas, and back to Washington. So let's look at the uniforms for Dallas. Your current away, your color rush, your current alternate, your current alternate option, your 2010 Classic, 99.5 Classic, the 75th Anniversary Classic, 2005 Alternate Classic, the 1994 Alternate Classic, the 1992 Home Classic, the 1992 Away Classic, 1996 Home Classic, the 1976 Away Classic. It's an interesting jersey in the current home and away. So, people are asking what about the stadiums? You have Cowboys open, Cowboys closed, so I mean roof open, roof closed. Dolphins, Eagles, Falcons open, Falcons closed. 49ers, Giants, Jaguars, Jets, Lions, Packers, Panthers, Patriots, Raiders, Rams, Ravens, Saints, Seahawks, Steelers, Texans closed, Texans open, Titans, Vikings, Pro Bowl, the Mexico Stadium, Stadio Azteca, Tottenham Hotspur, Wembley, back to the Bears, Bengals, Bills, Broncos, Browns, Buccaneers, Cardinals, open and closed, Chargers, Chiefs, Colts, Colts open, Commanders, Cowboys closed, Cowboys open. So if you're asking, well, where was the Munich, because Munich got was added into the international series. I don't know why Munich wasn't in there. It's weird why Munich wasn't in there. So Now, when they were showing it at halftime, I don't know why Burrow's now pictures in there. John Madden. Why did Joe Burrow stand there instead of John Madden? But anyway, because it was John Madden that was standing there. I wonder if it just changes. When you exit out of a player mode or play now mode. There's why I'm going in now, just to see. Oh, it does change. So I think that's Metcalf. As I was saying, during the halftime when they had that special presentation, they were showing, even in the intro, even during the during halftime, and when I loaded up the game, it showed old footage of John Madden's coaching and broadcasting, and the old footage of the video game that we are playing well, not this video game, but the Madden NFL series video game back in the day, back in the 90s, and the graphics have come a long way since then to now. And here's who made the game possible at EA Sports and EA Inc. Electronic Arts Inc. Officially licensed product of Players Inc. and the NFL Players Association. With a picture of John Madden in his younger days. So if you go back to the beginning of this video, you'll be able to see that intro. I'll actually record a separate video for that and put that on my channel. Yeah. So yeah, we'll just let you roll with the credits here. So I'll do that before you get to the menu as the game loads up from my menu screen of the PS4 to the main menu that you see as soon as these credits are over. There's a lot of people that take to make a Madden game. We don't realize how many people it takes, from technical to development to, getting the stadiums for the teams, to get the uniforms, to get the players' animations and the player faces and all kinds of other stuff, and the audio and all kinds of other stuff. And the audio, the game designing, and all that goes into making Madden what it is today. It's a great game. If you have not purchased Madden 23 for either All Madden Edition or this regular Standard Edition, I advise you to go out and buy it as soon as possible, because it is a great game. to be playing. I've enjoyed the little amount of time I've played the game, and I'm going to enjoy it this year. Get into next year. We're going to play this from now until almost the time of the next game in next August. So you'll get a lot of Madden coverage from me, from Face of the Franchise to Ultimate Team to The Yard. To all kinds of other stuff. I think we're getting towards the end of the credits. And you got your finance team, your studio operations, your executive teams, all kinds of other stuff, your analytics, your head of strategy, your people experience, your engineering, your technical directors, your development directors, your group, your quality assurance, the associate QA designer, the QA designer, your senior quality designer, your development managers, your development directors, your senior development directors, your QA support, your data analysts, your senior business analysts, your senior data analysts, your development directors, your all the stuff that the ratings approval submission specialist, your producers and engineers, your writers, your senior league operations manager, your editor, your commentary, Trey Mosley, Jonathan Coachman, Charles Davis, and Brian Gaulden. Your face of the franchise stuff, your writing, your acting talent, your consultant, your editor, your central teams, your EA Create, everything. Now, perhaps those college teams are going to be in here. I don't know, we'll find out. If not, we have In-State Football 14. So. Your speech director, your EA Create Capture, your animated director, your technical artist, your animators, your assistant animators, your 3D scanning artist, your technical art director, your capture data wrangler. That's an interesting title. How would you like to be a captured data wrangler? If it's just going to go in circles or not, I just don't know. I don't know if we're going in circles or not. Well, it's in there. Well, we know it's a lot of people. Pearson, I didn't see the Yard. You have Play with Friends. Oh, there's the yard. I don't know if the yard is strictly online, or is it... We'll do that later because we have to create a character. We'll create that right there for all the modes, and some of those are cool uniforms. But yeah, we'll have more modes coming. We'll have Face of the Franchise in a separate series, Franchise in a separate series, Ultimate Team in a separate series, Playing Down in a separate series, The Yard in a separate series. Just a lot of series to come on this channel, plus a video of the intro into the game to this point where you get to the main menu, so you can see that fully by itself. So that'll do it for this special first look stream of Madden NFL 23 on the PS4. If you have not, be sure you click the thumbs up button to give it a like, and be sure to subscribe, and be sure you click on the notification bell so you don't miss any more Madden action, any other action that I do. And until next time, we'll see you next time.